Let us continue with our lesson, and today we'll go and use our login activity, and we will implement a view model over here, and we will be implementing a function to login. So first of all, let's go and create a companion object, and inside this I'll create a constant variable of a tag. Let's copy this one and just paste it over here, and let's create a private of a let init variable of a view model, and that should be of a view model of login view model. And let's initialize the view model over here. So view model is equals to view model provider, and we have a constructor, and we have to pass the owner is this current activity, and that get the model class is of a login view model. That's the model class that we have, and class to Java. So we have created the view model over here, and we have to create a private function to login the user. So the next step is to have a view model dot login, and we need to pass a login request. So we have to create a login request, and to create a login request, I say as a val login let's say request. I think we have to make use of a login request is equals to login request, and we need to pass in the login request, we need to pass a string of a name and an email. So what we will do now is we have to go back to our activity over here on the login, and we need to check. Let me close this one. We have this one, which is a txt user id and txt password. So we need to get the value from these two. So let's go back over here, and I can say as a val email is equals to txt underscore email dot or we can say text email dot text dot to string. So let's convert it to string, and val of password is, let's say, equals to txt underscore password. Oh, sorry, it's not the sign up, so we need to take from a login activity. Just make sure you take from password from the login activity. I think we just make a mistake, so just take the password from the to string. I think the previous one, I think we take it from a sign up, so I think we need to remove this one because we are not taking from a sign up. Let's remove all of this, and this should be coming from main activity sign up. It's not the sign up, so we should not get it from the sign up because we are getting from a login, so we should be making use of a login. So txt email sign up, so it should be of a user id from our activity login. So you can see the activity login is this one, so user id from our activity login. So make sure that the id match over here, txt password and txt user id. So txt user id and the txt password, that should come from our login activity. So make sure you make it correctly, otherwise it will not work. And after we have email and password, now here we can pass the value as a email and also a password. So now we have set a value for our login request, and now we can just pass this one to over here. So the login request that we pass over here, and now this is a live data. So live data can be observed, so we can say observe, and the owner is of this, and owner is this, and now we can we need to get the observable. So how we can get the observable is owner comma, we can say as a observe. So observe, and inside this now we have access to the whatever we have in our login view model. Whatever we are we have a live data, and we are observing on this live data, so that is of a login request. So whenever that's successful, then it should return some live data back to our login activity, and we are observing over here. And now we can check that, let's say we have we can make use of just it. So we can just make use of if it dot code is equals to 200, so which means we were successful to log in, and then we will perform some tasks, or else if it was not successful, then we are going to log the data. So for that, let's create a log dot en tag comma, and inside this I'll just say as a error or error code. So first we will log the error code inside $it dot, we have access to the code, and also the error message is of $it dot. Hey, so what happened over here? We need to, sorry for that one, I think we have to close it first here. Sorry, we have to close it here, and then we get a error message, on error message is coming from it dot, we have our error body, so we will log that one. And if it was successful, what we will do is we will get the request body. So I can just say as a val data, and is equals to it dot body. And after we have the body into this data variable, now we should log that debug that one tag, and sorry, tag comma, and inside this I will log the it dot, sorry, it should be $it dot, we can add not the it, so sorry, it should be data, it should be data, not the it. So data dot, we get the function as user id. So we get let's get the user id and say user id, let's log the user id, and let's check a not check save call, so data.user id, and let's just check for the user id for now. And if you notice that we have a little bit difference over here in the view model on a login and on a register sign up activity. So over here is that we are making use we are using a response data as creating a variable instead of a it. So if you go to the login activity, we are directly using a it, we are not creating any variable, and we are directly making use of a it. So here in the sign up activity, we have created one variable of a response data, and we are making use of it. So whenever we call this lambda function over here, observer.lambda function, it has access to it, but we have instead of it, we have set it to response data. So that's the difference over here. And we have a login activity, and finally that we have already set the login as well as a sign up. And the next step is to go and actually register a user and also log in a user. So what we will do now next is let's go and do some cleanup in our code. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.